Today, we have someone on Not Lockdown who is doing some amazingly relevant work in our community by analyzing the emerging evidence in SARS-CoV-2 to develop safer protocols and cost-effective innovation. An educator, an
Yeah.
amazing clinician, editor at the Dental Tribune, an independent researcher, and above all, someone with a wacky sense of humor. Correct. So I'm going to jump to my first question. Uh,
Yeah.
Everybody's been calling this particular event as a black swan event. But the person, the author, says it's a white swan event. He's actually talked about this in his book in 2007 about an epidemic. And so my question is, if the epidemic was predictable, was the pandemic preventable?
Yeah. See, it is not that no warning had come in advance.
Yeah.
The warnings had come from the virology studies, proper viral ecology study publication, which says that in a few years we may have a viral pandemic. It was clearly written, and of course, the entire viral ecology theory with that triangle, the kind of virus that may just disappear very soon, or the other one which may linger on for a very long period of time, that will create a pandemic. Everything was written. This is on the science side. And on the lighter vein, we have some novelists who had already predicted based on their psychic powers that in
Yeah.
2020 we will have a virus from Wuhan. Of course, she
Yes,
had
I've
not.
seen that.
There are three types of things. There are things which we know that we know.
Hmm.
Second is we know that there are some things which we don't know about.
Right.
Third, the larger circle, we don't know what we don't know about. So that is the most what you can say alien thing. We cannot even predict. So only a few people who have that what you can say supernatural power or psychic powers.
Hmm.
There are very few people. We don't see them. So that's what she didn't say it randomly to somebody. She actually
Right.
published it in a book. So these are the two things. Third one is the entire uncertainty thing, which is famous because of Nassim Nicholas Taleb.
Hmm.
And he said that this event was very much preventable because
Yes.
he said that it is not about what action you take, but it's all about how early
Right.
an action is taken.
True.
So if a massive action was taken very, very early, this could have been prevented, or at least it could have been contained to a very, very small geographic zone. That's why he said it was very much preventable. So he himself doesn't call it a black swan event.
Yes, yes. While many people have called it, even some people in our community,
Yes.
I guess also I remember the TED talk by Bill Gates, which where he said the same thing few years back actually, and he said, "I'm not able to sleep at night because war is something which the nation should worry about, but at the same time, if something like this happens, we are not prepared." I think the unknowns over here, there's so many unknowns. That's what has led to the rampant spread all over.
Yeah.
Okay, I have been wanting to talk to you about something again very interesting that you talked about on Dental Tribune, which was design thinking.
Yes.
When I saw that article, I thought this is brilliant. Why hasn't someone talked about it, thought about this before?
Yes. Yeah. Design thinking is something that has been close to my heart for quite some time. It's a problem solving approach.
Hmm.
So in design thinking, you are thinking like a designer. You identify the problem and you can come up with solutions.
Right.
Trying to come towards closer to a solution depends on how clearly you define a problem. So it is just not a simple exercise. It's a mindset. It has to be cultivated. It has to be developed over a period of time.
Hmm.
Now in dentistry, we know that lot of graduates come out every year and everybody is struggling with their career opportunities. They think the whole market is saturated. That doesn't mean the market is perfect. All solutions are available. No, the world was imperfect. It is imperfect, and it is going to be more imperfect. So it is going to need more and more problem solvers. So this is a way. Design thinking is one way by which we are converting a community from complainers to problem solvers.
I want to share something with you by Guy Kawasaki. I know you like him.
Yeah, yeah.
There he
Okay.
talks about how how so important it is to talk about innovation to people, and to also
Yes.
talk about mm, making a change with your innovation. Like making money to hote rahega, he says. You
Yes.
have to tell people that try to make a change with your whatever you're thinking, newer things, that ideas that are coming. And then he beautifully talks about ki Apple, when Apple came, they wanted to democratize computers. When
Yes.
Google came, they wanted to democratize knowledge. फिर यूट्यूब
True.
आया तो वीडियो. सो मनी विल कम, बट वी आर टॉट पहले से कि ये बनना है क्योंकि ये कमाना है. यू नो we train that way. We probably bachpan se. So I think when you're bringing ideas like, say, as you said, design thinking into your curriculum, तब से आप innovation, designs, you're opening children's mind. I have a child who's 15, and when I see him studying the same curriculum, मुझे लगता है नहीं, there's certain changes that need to be made. But अभी जब से आपने, you have mentioned about design thinking, has somebody come up with something, talked about it to you? कुछ आया है?
Yeah. The thing is, I've been talking about, I started the whatafterbds.com somewhere in
Yeah.
2009.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've seen that.
So since then, people have been approaching me with a lot of ideas.
Okay.
And yeah, and in between, a lot of people who were thoroughly research oriented. They had actual research questions in their mind. I've guided them to go abroad, and they have already secured admission in some of the research field universities also.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is on one side. I also had groups of people. Like there was a group from Rangunwala College, Pune. They have come up with an idea. We want to launch our startup. So I told them to come up with their pitch, how to pitch,
Okay.
develop their solution, and how
This
you
was
can present
before.
your idea.
This was even before the pandemic. You had written when you got your.
Yeah, this was in
Before.
2018, 2018,
Okay.
2017. People
Okay.
have been coming with, but the numbers are very, very small.
Hmm.
So that's when I used to think. So I had launched something called as Idea Enclave,
Okay, that's interesting.
Euphoria Idea Enclave, which I had launched in 2016. So I used to tell people ideas are not enough. It is the execution that matters. But don't stop working on an idea if you are convinced about it.
Okay.
So if you can go to YouTube and you search Euphoria Idea Enclave, you will find my small brainwashing video. And since then I've been promoting this. Come up with ideas, identify problems, start solving them. So whoever has watched, many of them have approached me with their ideas. Some of them have worked, some of them have not. But I'm happy that because I'm not a full-time promoter of Idea Enclave, I have many other ventures. So with whatever limited attention I could pay to your Idea Enclave, and whatever percentage of people got inspired and started thinking about it, is decent. Not mind-blowing, but some start has already been made.
At least it started. People have started. Oh yes, you have ignited that thing in
Yes.
people.
So you.
Another very interesting thing, your article on environment friendly dentistry. You had couple of times, even yesterday, posted
Yes.
about how we can be responsible, because that has bothered me a lot anyways as a person, that how we can try to bring that change in dentistry. और कल आपने वो article डाला था about gypsum. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know as a dentist that this is what gypsum does actually to the environment. And whatever you spoke about, if that was feasible, why not? Because kitna sara waste nikalta hai. So
True.
promoting, I mean, if you could talk about that a little bit, so that people know if there's a way in their own small little way to do environment friendly responsible dentistry.
Yeah, environmental dentistry is not a what you can say exclusive science. It comes at every level. Reduce energy wastage in your clinic, saving water. Yeah, the most basic things.
Most basic things.
Then it comes to the specific thing like gypsum. All that. But here you need some amount of information given, like
Yes.
this has to go for recycling.
Yeah.
When you incinerate, the bodies, the dead bodies, that time amalgam fillings, that thing gets evaporated and goes into the environment.
Okay.
I don't know how significant it is, but it has shown some amount of impact. So all these things are gaining significance. And I'm sure environmental dentistry, something like this, will be.
I think you should talk
will
about
be a
this
part of
also.
curriculum very soon.
Acha, coming to one of my other very favorite topics to ask you, questions to ask you. What happened with WHO? Yeah, I mean, this is a very big statement to make.
Yeah,
He's very good at making these statements
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
gets away with it. But on a serious note, what happened to people up there, the authorities that should have known things, that should have understood and predicted things? I want to
I don't
understand
know.
that.
Maybe to
ऐसे
be.
कितने how many times can so many people go wrong is my question.
I know so many U-turns happened, and they really went into many awkward situations.
Huh.
The latest one was that asymptomatic people will not spread. That was the major thing.
That was a major thing.
Some mistakes can be accepted because too much of information is coming from all the directions,
Hmm.
but not at this level. When
That's
the
right.
world was almost convinced that there is an asymptomatic spread, which is the actual menace.
Hmm.
You cannot identify a person because there are no symptoms, but still he's spreading. The whole world was moving towards how predictably we can identify an asymptomatic spreader, and suddenly they come up with a statement that asymptomatic people may not spread, and that was like,
They're
how can
like,
it be so wrong?
so
Suddenly,
wrong. Yeah.
yeah. So I think that was very, very, what you can say, unfortunate. You can say they shouldn't
Yeah.
have landed in such embarrassing situation.
So is the virus so mind-blowingly, weird that लोग जो level पे लोगों को समझ में आना चाहिए उनको ही नहीं समझ में आ रहा है. This is not the first time they made a faux pas.
Yeah, they have
Before that,
they have goofed up many times, many times.
many
And
times.
coming to virus, if you look at the behavior, there have been two kinds of what you can say behavior analysis. One I have been putting every time. Either you can call a virus ruthless or
Hmm.
a lenient one, kinder one.
Hmm.
Ruthless one just wants to kill people. So when all the infected people die very soon, they must be developing the symptoms also very soon. So containment works, and you are able to isolate those people and they die also. So the disease never spreads. So the most dangerous viruses will not create pandemics, and the ones which are lighter because they want to travel around, they have to keep the host alive. So if something is causing a pandemic, means what? It is keeping the people alive. That's how it is able to spread. So this is one.
Yeah.
Another classification which I have read and I have been following, whether SARS-CoV-2,
Hmm.
the current virus, is an intelligent virus or a dumb virus.
Okay.
So one guy has said that it is not an intelligent virus; it is slightly dumb. It is not able to. Yeah. So, but another person has said he has made use of his own immunology knowledge, and he said that don't call it dumb. It
Hmm.
is wise enough to evade the host responses. Everybody is mounting their immune response, but it
Hmm.
knows how to, it knows its way out
Yeah.
through the immune response. That's why it is able to stay alive, keep the person
Hmm.
alive, multiply, and spread
Hmm.
to other people. So, ruthless versus kinder, intelligent
Hmm.
versus dumb.
Intelligent
Two types
versus
of,
dumber.
yeah,
I like the personalities that you've given to the virus. Various
yeah, yeah,
personality description that makes it all the more vicious and interesting. Now, there were a few nations, of course, China being the first one, South Korea, they were able to contain the virus much faster. Now, what were they doing that was different? Could we have emulated? Because all the rest of the nations, including the richer ones, the US,
yes.
uh, they had no clue what was happening. So, what is it that these guys were doing differently? And we could have emulated because we are still struggling, of course, being the third world nation here, big
Yes.
time, even now.
Yeah. So I think if I tell you three, four things which might have played the role. First is how early they became very, very strict.
Hmm.
Also, their geographic location, like Taiwan, is surrounded by water.
Okay.
Okay, and
Hmm.
how early they acted. South Korea acted very early. Also,
Yeah.
their testing was very high. Numbers were very high right from the beginning.
Yes.
And their population as well as the density is not so much as ours.
ठीक है
And
sir.
you don't see so many super spreader events in South Korea like what happened here. Here you cannot control. The crowd is so much that no matter how, you can only request them, and the more cooperation they give, it is good for us.
Yeah.
So all those countries, like I'm quoting proper from Nassim Nicholas Taleb, those countries which got very good results in
Hmm.
containing had acted very early.
Very early.
Massive action, early action. Of course, with the kind of strain of the virus,
Hmm.
geographical location,
Hmm.
behavior of the people, Okay, they are other.
Yeah.
So it is not about one or two factors. There are multiple factors. All.
Multiple factors.
Yeah, yeah.
But definitely what comes to light is acting early would have helped.
Early. Yeah.
3 books, your favorite books that you would want everyone to read.
3 books, very, very difficult. Can I add fiction?
100%. Add more.
I'm a compulsive collector of books. A lot of people can, I know that they're compulsive collectors. They're all good readers,
Yeah.
but many of them don't complete the full book.
Hmm.
So I take a book, I read a few sections which I find relevant today. I keep it next time. So among the fiction novels, if you can say, the one that I've read, full books.
Full
The
books.
book I read
Fiction
is-
तो सब fiction तो पढ़ना पड़ता है. You have to finish fiction.
there is lot of what you can say truth in that. With Frederick Forsyth's Day of Jekyll,
Brilliant book.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then Sidney Sheldon, If Tomorrow Comes, Arthur Haley Hotel,
Acha, yeah. These are like the classics.
yeah. And among other books, as I told you, 3 authors I keep reading from regularly. One is Guy Kawasaki, of course. Okay, I follow him everywhere, whatever he writes. Second is Robin Sharma. I somehow have come to the belief that it is always good to start your day with people like Robin Sharma. They set your EQ. Of course, most of my reading in today's times has been on Twitter. Most of it has been all immunology, virology, and now the top 3 things have been New England Journal of Medicine,
Hmm.
Lancet, and third is the preprint servers, bioRxiv and medRxiv. As soon as the preprint comes, I read them. And, whatever I understand. So whatever I'm learning, I'm just sharing in the morning.
So I have I have a guest waiting. I don't think you can guess. Can you guess our guest today? A wild guess. Could be wild guess.
To all the viewers who are watching it, this has not been told to me at all.
It has not been. Let's see who it is. The naam bhi alag hai.
Hi.
Hi, we cannot see you. It says Amol.
No. Oh.
Yeah. And Dr. Rajiv Chitguppy is more confused. He's wondering who is Amol.
My God, the artist and the prosthodontist.
And the periodontist. Rajiv, you have thrown so much of studies towards us. I'm practically mind boggled now.
Thank you, Sachin. Thank you. Session with Sachin goes back to GDC long ago.
Long. Absolutely. It had been huge.
Yes.
To remember that anecdote of perio, which stayed with me. I have no idea who was the contributor of that.
Okay.
But stayed with me was that once, Dr. Paul walks into the department and there's this guy sitting on the chair with his mouth open, light on his face. And he says, what the hell is this going on? And he switches off the light and the guy says, hey, stop. You don't know my scaling is going on. So some PG had asked him that keep your mouth open.
Okay.
All of them had gone for a tea break and this light is going to do the scaling for you. I don't know who started that, but I thought somebody from their batch maybe, but somebody did that.
We had created so many such stories, we take permission that, sir, we want to do frenectomy. Okay, frenectomy is a surgery, you can do it. And he comes all of a sudden, and he sees that surgery is going on, the entire rib cage is open, okay? There are 10 people standing, okay? And he said, what are you doing? What surgery is this going on? We said, no, sir, we had taken permission from you. No, you had taken permission for frenectomy. Yeah, sir, we are cutting the phrenic nerve. This is frenectomy.
Oh my God. This is
fun days. That was a beautiful quote that you just put up.
I didn't want to disturb you in the anecdote, but this is what Rajiv had shared, and it completely resonates with me because and that is why Sachin is here. I absolutely love what you do, and make us travel with all your paintings.
I keep myself sane by this. I mean, I used to think if I had not been painting, I would have gone completely crazy in this work.
Sorry, Sachin. We have the next guest.
Oh, great.
We'll admit him, and you almost guessed it. So let's. Oh, Can you read the name?
Oh my God, this is going to be Guy Kawasaki.
See, guy on Kawasaki, this is inspired by your UV lamp.
Yes.
But where is the real guy? Okay.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Hi. Absolutely elated to have all of you here. Thank you, Dr. Narayan. He's been such a sport. I requested him to do the Guy Kawasaki thing, and here he is. For the audience, Guy Kawasaki is a guy who we admire, follow his podcasts and love his work. And today we have another guy, but a phenomenal company in Dr. Narayan, who actually talks to the real stars. वो Venus, Jupiter, Saturn से बात करते रहते हैं. Please come to talk to us.
Yeah,
So
so
thank you so much.
this is an opportunity to speak to a real star here, right? Rajiv.
Rajiv,
And
absolutely.
I think the coronavirus has brought the star out in Rajiv, as far as I can.
Absolutely. I've had a great discussion with him, lots of serious stuff. But we have two brilliant clinicians who also know you in some way, and I wanted them to come and bring out this witty side of yours, this funny side of yours.
Dr. Narayan is a brilliant guy. He himself is a great, so much of it.
I know, I've been following him. Yes. So,
Coronavirus. Why is always virus depicted as green? And has always boggled. Why virus? Even when I type in my mobile, it comes out as green.
But the immediate answer I can come up with, if I have to somehow to show that I'm not dumb and how to come up with some words, the only answer I can give is we have all done our microbiology thing in laboratory, and we are all so used to redoxylin and eosin colors.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have seen tissues and bacteria on the slides, and we are so used to this.
Yes.
And now we have to create a different world with virus. So somebody had to come up with a different color, and they found out green.
Green.
And I'm sure there is definitely a better and more valid reason for it, and what I'm coming up with.
I have always seen, what didn't happen this time is Amul butter always comes up with a tagline for every situation.
Yes.
But they never came up with a tagline for Corona. They never did. Let's come out with one. I already have one. They always do that.
good one.
Yeah, so they never did that. But I have one, by the way.
So Rajiv, if you were on the creative team for Amul,
Amul butter.
would
Yeah.
your ad for Corona be?
Yeah.
Okay. How much time do I have?
You actually just have 5 minutes with the both of them. I've
And I'll
only
be very honest, it just came to me right now. This is like,
Really?
it came to me right now. This has to do something with Narayan. I think we have traveled and and gorged on some greasy food. Maybe some butter thing came to my mind.
So you can say that for all our dishes, we need Amul butter, and
Yeah.
for coronavirus, we need a vaccine which will act like a cutter, the one that cuts the nucleotides.
not bad.
So
That's it.
This is
Narayan,
So Rajiv, what do you see yourself doing? Suppose this Corona thing goes off the next, 2-3 weeks. What do you say? I think you'll have one big lacuna, one big vacuum in your life to fill, right? What do you see yourself doing?
then I'm going to take some time off writing, and I have all the beautiful cases put by Dr. Narayan and all the beautiful paintings put by Sachin Dipti. I'll spend my time coming out of this coronavirus thing, and when I come back to ground zero, I'll find out a new field where I can again start writing about.
With all the followers that you have, Rajiv, where and when is your ashram being set up?
There are 2-3 ashrams I have. A small one on Twitter, one is there on Instagram, but the head office is Facebook. The head
Oh,
office
this
is
is nice, huh?
so there I don't have to be correct. Whatever comes on my mind, I just put it there. So things have been working. I'm happy that
so no grand plans like Nityananda Swami and so on, right?
I'm an online Baba and my ashrams are doing well.
Yes, my friend.
I like your online
Imagine
Baba.
testing your periodontist inside you. Tell me which one is the coming to this Corona again, because that's the hot topic today. Which one is the best? Chlorhexidine versus hydrogen peroxide versus povidone.
You have asked this question on a day when my publication has just got accepted on a preprint. Okay, so I have 2 points of view. One is which one has undergone clinical trial. Hydrogen peroxide and povidone iodine have not undergone any clinical trial. All the evidence has come out of in vitro trials. So many in vitro trials. Chlorhexidine has undergone one clinical trial, and that has been assuring enough that for 2 hours it reduces the viral load. So that's a good thing for dentists, that all you have to do is give a rinse just before they enter the clinic. Chlorhexidine. Anything that remains in the mouth and goes on inactivating the viral particles that are being shed from the salivary glands and coming from the respiratory system. This is what we need to look at. Otherwise, we may feel that we have given a mouthwash. It will kill the viral particles, but it will not keep the viral loads low for sufficient amount of time.
So, you have such a big fan base, and I being one of these big bhakts of yours, bhakt is the right word today. The day you wrote that on Facebook, I have religiously followed it in my clinic, religiously, and I have told everyone. That's how seriously we take your research, and we are lucky to have you out here as our kind of senior mentor. And what Nityanand Baba?
Before we move to Dr. Narayan, I want to hear your tagline of Amul Butter, Sachin.
Mine.
Yes.
Yeah, it was like Corona, पर मस्का मार के, मस्का is mask A मार Corona पर
मस्का good one.
Is that Corona or Corona?
Corona पर मस्का मार.
Corona.
Because a lot of people will not call it as Corona. Doc sahab, ये जो Corona आया ना, it's not Corona, it's Corona, but it's okay.
But in Delhi, it must be Corona, no? By now?
Corona. It's Corona. And as you go nearer the airport, it becomes even more roll tongue. Corona.
Over to you, Dr. Narayan. Bring out some more.
Rajiv, I'm going to put you on the spot right now. Okay, who's your favorite implantologist?
Okay.
That is a good. Thank God I'm not there.
You can't take so much time.
Rajiv is fishing for compliment.
Rajiv is pretending here.
No, I found that the video is just,
I don't think he heard you.
No, that's Rajiv being very smart. He's pretending he didn't hear. He skipped that question. Okay, who's your favorite periodontist?
The same expression.
Same, it's just that.
No, can you repeat the question? Rashmi, can you repeat the question?
Okay, I will repeat both the questions. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Is Dr. Narayan your favorite implantologist or someone else?
Of course. Like if I get a call, if I get a question on some topic and I have no answers for, I say, just go to Facebook, search this topic, you will find something written by Dr. Narayan, read it, understand it, don't question it, because it has come from a lot of depth and clinical experience.
Okay, next one. Who's your favorite periodontist?
Favorite periodontist, I think there are two people. I must take two names. They have been good on the research academic side as well as the clinical side. Sudhindra Kulkarni and Tarun Kumar.
Yep, absolutely.
So much of original work, publication and data.
Absolutely, I'll agree. I mean, I put them right up there with the best in the world anyway.
Yes.
Rajiv, tell me, what makes you tick? What is it that drives this? I mean, are you a bot or are you a human being? I really want to know, because with the kind of prolific amount of material that you keep putting out on thing, it's really remarkable.
Creating value. For many years, I was doing only one-liners and something that was just entertaining. And over a period of time, I realized that people are looking for value and something better than something short-term and more than short-term entertainment. There are many things which can actually help people make a difference.
Yeah, thank you for that great work that you've been doing. Yeah, I think it's a real wealth of information that everybody is benefiting from. One more thing is Guy or Ghee, which is the pronunciation you prefer?
Which one? Guy?
Guy or Ghee?
For what?
Which pronunciation do you prefer?
Guy. Acha, here, guy.
Guy. Acha.
Was it right? I hope there is no double meaning to it.
No.
Later, I
Depends
hope
on how much.
later the video will be edited and the question will sound like, well, who do you prefer? Guy.
ये क्या गाय कर रहा है? Over to you, Rashmi.
Okay, so thank you so much, Sachin, for bringing colors to everybody's life on the Facebook dental community, and being with us here. That was really nice of you to join us, Dr. Narayan. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Rashmi. It's been a pleasure chatting with both of you.
It was
All of you.
so
actually.
nice of
Sachin,
you to
it's
join
always a
in.
pleasure to see you in whichever avatar. Yeah. Amal Monday's avatar, fine. Good for us.
Okay, also
shows that
Dr.
I'm not a
Narayan,
that's that.
Yes, Rashmi.
also for talking about dentistry is safe, or safe dentistry. I think
Yeah.
you've been talking about that and bringing hope to some of
Yes.
us who do not know what's going to happen. A few lines on that, if you would like to.
Yeah, so I think I'm quite a realist, okay? I'm not a pessimist, I'm a realist. I don't see this thing going away. It's like 2 years and more before we're going to be in some kind of state of equilibrium. So if we are not going to embrace that fact, right, we will only find that it just is going to end up frustrating us, and we're not going to get anywhere. So what I will say to everybody is that take the right kind of precautions, and the right kind of precautions does not mean that you need to go overboard. I mean, just take a look worldwide. China started aerosol dentistry in March. Okay, so did Korea.
We spoke
France
about
did.
that.
So, I mean, lots of countries started aerosol, and many of these countries which were really badly affected started aerosol dentistry way back. And if you look at the fact that there have been no clusters of disease from dental clinics, you have not heard of dentists succumbing to this disease worldwide the way it should have happened if it was such a crazy airborne disease. So I think we should take heart in that fact, right? And go out and do our jobs with the necessary precautions. Because if you're not able to do your jobs, not able to sustain yourselves financially and economically, I mean, you have to keep yourselves out there, apart from keeping yourselves busy to keep your sanity. You've got to get back, pace yourself, do the things that you are comfortable doing, don't have to push yourself. I don't see any discretion in being afraid and in hiding. Okay, I feel like you need to get out there and start
Get back eventually.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that. And
Very wise words. Very wise words. Wise guy.
wise guy.
Guy Forget. Don't forget, there was a guy called Guy Forget.
Oh.
You remember?
Okay.
He played tennis for France. Must be
Ah.
before your time, Rashmi.
I'm trying to remember Guy Forget. I'll go and Google now after this. I'm going to share with you something again from Dr. Narayan before we leave.
Oh, yeah. William
I
Blake.
love this picture. Yes, I love this picture, and I realized this quote resonates with me a lot. If the doors of perception were cleansed, everything would appear to man as it is infinite. I think that's what we need at this point of time. Bring out newer ideas, break down the old myths, old patterns, and the people like you, Rajiv, are doing this with your research and bringing out new ideas to the table every single day. So thank you so much, everyone. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you,
you. I also have this.
Oh, what a beautiful
Very much. Just to tell you that this got selected in an international festival recently.
Wow.
In fact, today itself, one of my another Banaras piece got selected in an international festival in Ukraine. So Banaras is taking you places, I must say. So.
Yes, this is stunning.
Awesome.
This
Really
is
awesome.
beautiful, beautiful. Best way to end this, I think, with this picture. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon, all of you.
Cheers.
Thank you, Rajiv.
Thank you, Rashmi.
Thank
Thank you, Narayan. Thank you,
you.
Sachin.
Cheers, cheers, Rajiv. Have a good weekend, all of you.
All of you. Have a
You
great weekend.
too.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Bye bye. Bye bye.